Hello, everybody. How you doing? Welcome to the big show. My name is Mickey, and this is Mickey in the Middle, the quintessential show for Middle Americans, where all Middle Americans are welcome. It doesn't matter what your demographic is. I mean, seriously, it doesn't matter what your religion, what your uh, genealogy is, what country you came from, or where you live, who your parents were. If you believe in the ideals of Middle America, then you are welcome here. I mean, it's very, very simple. Where's the book? If you believe that all men were created equal, that certain unalienable rights among those are life, liberty, and happiness, well, you're in the right place. And I'm going to amend that because men wrote this. We all knew that men wrote the Declaration of Independence because men told King George to piss off in the United States of America and said, hey, look here, there's a time when men have to create a separation. Well, here's the thing is, I'm going to amend that. I'm going to say a time when men and women, right? There you go. How about that? A time that people, let's go ahead and let's not offend anybody because good Lord, who would want to be offended by the words that are actually written down from 200 years ago when the world was vastly different? Although, time and time again, we all understand what they meant. We all know what they meant. And for people to go, oh my, you know why? Because that's what the name of the show is tonight. The name of the show is What Does Freedom Look Like? What does freedom look like? Freedom looks like the first page in this where it says, we hold these truths to be self-evident that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their creator with certain unalienable rights. Among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. That to secure these rights, governments are instituted among men. See, in order to be free and guard those rights, governments are instituted among men. That's why we have government, so that we can organize, so we can get onto a same page to protect things like life, liberty, and happiness, deriving their just powers from the consent of the governed. That means that we get governments together based on what the people want. That whenever any form of government becomes destructive of these ends, that means that you got to have people, and the people got to have a government. But sometimes when the government gets destructive of these ends, it is the right of the people to alter or abolish it and to institute new government, laying its foundation on such principles or organizing its powers in such form as to them shall seem most likely to affect their safety and happiness. That's what freedom looks like. There you go. Welcome to the big show. If you believe in the idea of freedom, you are in the right place. We are going to talk about freedom all night for the next 30 minutes. So, the first thing is, hey, I've got the freedom to talk. And so, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the Mickey in the Middle Comment Olympics and let's see who's there tonight. Carolyn Greg's Ledger. Oh my gosh. Have we been keeping track of how many times Carolyn Greg's Ledger is first to comment? Holy smokes, man. We're going to dip you in gold. You are so often the first person. That is absolutely brilliant. So congratulations again. That is absolutely spectacular. Woohoo! And then Debbie Caldwell. Hey, hi, Debbie. How you doing? I'm glad that you're here. Thank you very much. Congratulations. You are in the silver medal position. And that's a big deal because Debbie is not. Debbie, have you been on the platform before? I'm not seeing comments lately. Well, here's the thing. You are doing it now. So you are the silver. That's congratulations. And then Steve Hayes coming in with a nice third place down in Florida. That is absolutely spectacular. Chad Cooley just sent me an image. What is the image? Oh my gosh. Look at that. Hey, Chad. Oh my gosh. Oh my God. That and Howell. Holy smoke. That's going way back in the way back machine. Oh my God. Those guys look old. I am so glad that I do not look as old as Chad and Howell. All right. So let's talk a little bit now that we got the Mickey in the Middle Comment Olympics out of the way. Congratulations to our winners, by the way. That is absolutely awesome. I was thinking about this. So what happened this morning, a few days ago, I busted a tooth, cracked it wide open. I called up and I had a dental appointment for this morning to have my teeth cleaned. And I called him up and I said, hey, while I'm there getting my teeth cleaned, can I have the dentist doc, look at my tooth and see what we can do from there? I go in there on my motorcycle. I fire up the motorcycle. I ride down there. I get in early because the people at Sharp Family Dentistry are absolutely awesome and fantastic. There's a new person there that I have not met before. She's going to be my dental hygienist. She just moved here from Tennessee. Because she had family here. She was like, hey, you know what? I feel like going to go live in Arkansas for a little while. And she had the freedom to pack up her stuff from where she was living, and she had the freedom to come all the way to Arkansas. And while she was in Arkansas, she was at a kids' function, and somebody said, oh, you're new around here. What do you do? So they introduced each other. She goes, well, actually, I'm a dental hygienist, but they won't let me dental hygienist because I got my license in Tennessee, and I've been doing my thing there in Tennessee for 8 years. And I get over here, and all of a sudden they tell me I'm not qualified, that I got to go back to school to take some courses in order to take the same test that I took in Tennessee. The freedom to move, but you have to suffer the consequences. You have to suffer the consequences of your freedom of choices. Shut up. Shut up. That's a barrier to entry. You bring her in here, you find out if she's been certified in another state, you find out whether she's killed anybody, maimed anybody, did anything that's illegal in the last 8 years, and you let the little girl practice her dental hygienist thing here in the United States, here in the great state of Arkansas. So anyway, met her, but I also ran into everybody that's been taking care of my face for the last, 10 years, 11 years, I don't know. It was Burleson Dentistry before that, and then Dr. Alex Sharp, who was one of the best dentists that I've ever run across. He opened up the shop. He bought it from Burleson, and then he hired his friend, and then he hired his other friend, and then he hired all of the people that were still working there, and he keeps expanding his practice. That's freedom. He was a smart dude. He went to school, went to dental school, opened up his own place, and now he runs the place, and he employs lots of people. That's awesome. But I digress. So anyway, I went in there, they cleaned my teeth, they halfway fixed my teeth. They ordered my tooth. Somebody's going to make the crown that's going to go on it, and then they're going to put that in Tuesday. But I started thinking about this because right after that, I went out on a motorcycle ride. I filled up my gas tank, and I went out on a motorcycle ride in the great state of Arkansas. And it was a great feeling. I felt free. I felt like I was living the American dream, that I can jump on my motorcycle and I can just drive anywhere that I want to. So I found some twisties, and I did some twisties, and that was absolutely fantastic. Then I came back to the house, and there were some kids fishing behind the house. So I went back there and I talked to the kids fishing. I showed them a couple of other tricks. I saw a new pole that one of them got that was really, really nice. We talked fishing for a little while. They were like, hey, you going to come out and fish with us? I was like, no, I can't really. I'm going to go and play golf. So I jumped in my cart and went to the golf course, the Cypress Creek Golf Course, and I played some golf. And while I was out there, this image hit me of having wings. And I want you to think about this right now. I want you to think about when I say, what does it mean and what does freedom look like? This idea hit me while I was out on the golf course today. Freedom to me looks like me getting on a motorcycle and being able to ride anywhere in the world that I want, with no borders, with no people to stop me, with just, if I'm on an enduro bike, I take it off the road and I go drive on off-road. If there's a road there, I get on a road and I drive on the road. But nobody can stop me. I just go wherever I want to. You throw on a pair of wings and you can go fly wherever you want to. That's civil aviation in the country. You know, right now you can build an airplane in your garage, strap it together. You don't even need you don't have to have a license. You can go strap it together, put the words experimental on the side of it, and you can go fly it without even registering it with the United States government. That's freedom. FAA hates that. FAA's like, oh, you got to be certified as a pilot. You're going to kill yourself. You're going to kill somebody else. You're not allowed to build your own airplanes, because people that build their own airplanes, they crash all the time. It's hazardous to you. And hey, look, if I want to build an airplane, I want to kill myself. Piss off, government. But every single time that you start to do something, you start feeling free, the government takes that away from you. I'll give you a couple of great examples. Let's talk about the FAA. Want to go strap on wings, and all of a sudden they go, all right, so you're going to have to understand airspace. And we have to have these government agencies that regulate airspace. Otherwise, it would be chaos up there. Can you imagine all the jet airliners just going wherever they want, however they want, whenever they want? But the government's job is to let them be as free as possible, because Pete Buttigieg got kicked off a flight the other day. They canceled the flight, and now Pete Buttigieg, who's the Secretary of Transportation, is mad at all of the airline carriers. So he's like, if you don't straighten up your stuff, the government's going to start fining you. That's going to be great. That's going to be great. Let's take more money away from a struggling business already. That's a good thinking there, Pete. Good thinking there, Secretary Pete Buttigieg. What an ass clown. That Kevin Howell again? Tom Calhoun. Nope. So anyway, I got to turn this off. Otherwise, it's going to ring again. Anyway, I thought that was Kevin Howell. All right. So here's what the thing is. What does freedom look like to you? Hey, Richard, how you doing? Glad to see that you're here. I want to. I need to know what freedom looks like, because you know what I'm doing next Wednesday? I'm getting on my motorcycle and I'm riding across however many states it takes for me to get to Massachusetts, because I'm going to do the 4th of July in Plymouth, Massachusetts with my cousin, Chris, his wife, Jane, all of their kids, my aunt and uncle, Richard. I hope that Richard is there. I hope that Marty is there. But I'm going to Massachusetts. But I got a problem. I got to go across New York. I can't carry a gun through New York. I can't get from Arkansas to Massachusetts carrying a firearm to defend myself, because New York says that they don't recognize the training that I have had in Arkansas, the fact that I am a concealed carrier of weapons, concealed carrier, whatever, in the state of Arkansas. That means that I've got to get right to the edge of Pennsylvania. I got to take my gun out. I got to hide it underneath a bush. Then I got to go across New York and get into Massachusetts. I got to hang out and party with my cousins and Richard and everybody else that's there. And then I got to go back and I got to go through New York. And then I got to get back in Pennsylvania. Shit, man. Pennsylvania will probably arrest me. They probably don't like the idea that I'm going to have a gun. But that's not freedom. It's not freedom. You know what freedom looks like? Freedom looks like painting your hair and spiking your earlobes and your eardrums and doing whatever you want. And then getting on TikTok or getting on Twitter and going, hey, look at me, everybody. Woo! That's freedom. That's awesome. What's not freedom is people that go, hey, look here, I disagree with your point of view, therefore I'm going to shut you out of civil society. It's not freedom. That's not people that appreciate freedom. People want freedom for me. You don't get freedom unless I tell you you get freedom, because I'm an authoritarian son of a bitch. I want to be in charge. I have to be in charge. That means that all of your government officials and all of the people that are in the United States of America, that are in government, that have been in government, that have made rules, are authoritarian. They're trying to tell you how to live your life. When they talk about water, this is a great example. I got a friend of mine that has a piece of property. It's got a spring on it. The spring is a spring. They're not putting any water in this. The water is coming out of the ground. It's coming off of a ridge line, gathering in a low point, pumping itself up out of the water, and then running onto somebody else's property. The government is stepping in and going, hey, you're not allowed to have water coming off of your property. And they're like, we don't have water coming off of our property. God has water coming off of our property. It's like nature. It's like a river. It's like, I don't know, snow falls in the mountains, snow melts, snow turns to water, water runs downhill, water running enough of it runs downhill, runs into a river. Rivers are eventually going to end up in the ocean. And the government here is saying, oh, wait a minute, you got to stop that spring. What? How the hell are you supposed to do that? It's not freedom. It's absolutely crazy. Richard says, of course we will be there. I am looking so forward to seeing you again. So Richard and Marty went down to Texas for the Texas Ranger baseball game. And that was absolutely awesome to see them. I'm glad I'm going to be able to see them on the 4th of July weekend again. Steve Hayes says, roll the dice and just keep your mags away from your weapon and put them in separate locations on the motorcycle. That's what I do in Illinois. Right. So I will not be carrying my weapons with me illegally through any state. I've had a boating accident. All of my weapons ended up at the bottom of Lake Eber. Lake Eber. I was taking all of my guns and all of my weapons out to get some sunshine, and I decided to go on a boat ride. The boat capsized, and now all my guns are gone. Damn it. I hate it when that happens. So, yeah, I'm just saying, right? Maybe I'll just put them in the mail. I'll just mail myself bullets and gun. Can you mail yourself a gun? Can you mail yourself a gun? That's an interesting idea. I'm going to mail it to myself. I got to check with UPS. So the person I'm going to go visit actually was an executive at UPS for many, many years, recently retired. So he might be able to know that. All right. So back to freedom. All right. So back to freedom. Freedom in and of itself does not lead to anarchy. I'm going to say that again. Freedom in and of itself does not lead to anarchy. Everybody says if you lead the society to do whatever they want to do, to be as free as possible, that people are not capable of organizing and regulating themselves into peaceful parts of the world. And I think that that's bullshit. I think that we do have the ability to do that. And I think that if more neighbors would talk to each other, that we would have the ability to have nice things. But then somebody always screws it up. Somebody drives through a neighborhood at 90 miles an hour and plows into 4 or 5 mailboxes. Maybe hits a kid, a dog, or something like that. And then people go, oh, see, people are not responsible. No, that one person is not responsible. They need to be held responsible for their actions for tearing up other people's property. See, your freedom should not infringe on my freedom, and my freedom should not infringe on your freedom, because freedoms are not something that you can give me. I'm already free to think any way that I want. It doesn't matter how many times you say chocolate milk is better than strawberry milk. If somebody thinks that strawberry milk is better than chocolate milk, you can't convince them otherwise. And no matter what you say, no matter what you do, no matter how you act, no matter how long you put them in prison, you can put them in prison, you can put them anywhere. And the fact is, you can gag them and, you can cover their mouth with tape. You can allow them not to speak, but you can't stop them from thinking that strawberry milk is better than chocolate milk. Now, we all know that chocolate milk is better than strawberry milk. We all know that. But just for this one instance, let's say that somebody disagrees with me because they're a bad person. They still have the right and the freedom to say it. They still have the freedom and the right to think it and to act upon it and to do what's right for them. And it's not my place to stop them from exercising their freedom of putting strawberry into milk because they believe that strawberry tastes better than chocolate milk. And you might go, well, that's a ludicrous example. But the person that believes that strawberry milk is the person that believes that it's okay for me to have a gun because I'm a law-abiding citizen and I didn't do anything wrong. And if I want to have an AR-15 and I want to be able to have a 9mm or a 45 or a 44, and I want to be able to go to Massachusetts to protect myself, if I'm a law-abiding citizen, why in the fuck are you trying to take my magazines away? Why are you trying to take my bullets away? Why are you trying to take my guns away? I didn't do anything wrong. That's what freedom looks like in practical application. So just like the person who likes, thinks, says, and appreciates strawberry milk, that is what freedom looks like. And every time that you put a restriction on a law-abiding citizen that has done nothing wrong, you are leading us down the road to totalitarianism. That's a big-ass word. Totalitarianism. Simple fact of the matter is, hey, Susie, how you doing? Welcome to the big show. Don Ledger, so my cousin was an executive in UPS. So, and I know that Dawn works for the post office or worked for the post office. So that's good. Here's what the big idea is. The big idea is you have to understand what freedom looks like. And freedom has to be able to apply not only to you, but has to be able to be equally applied to everyone else. And that censorship, and every single time that you write a rule, a regulation, some type of a memorandum, some kind of a note, a caution, a warning, every time that you write that down, the rest of us have to live with it. And when you have rules upon rules upon rules upon rules, every single American has the opportunity every single day to break those rules without even knowing it. And when you're making rules that people don't know when they're breaking the rules, that's bullshit. Here's the deal. Cheating, stealing, hitting, maiming, killing, raping, pillaging, plundering, all of the things that are listed in the 10 Commandments, except adultery, and who doesn't love free love? I couldn't help that. That's so fun. That's so funny. 9 of the 10 Commandments. Don't covet thy neighbor's goods, right? Don't covet thy neighbor's anything. So the simple fact of the matter is there are very, very basic rules. But when the EPA comes in and says that I'm not allowed to drill a well without their permission in order to get water for my lawn, or they're telling me that I can't stop up a river because it's going to kill the snail darter, or that I'm not allowed to make a pond on my property, or they're saying that all water in the United States is an intercoastal waterway, although it's a pond behind my house. And they go, oh, it's a pond behind your house. It's got EPA regulations on it. It's a pond behind my house. It's 5 acres. It's got some fish in there. If I drain the lake, if the lake accidentally breaks the bottom and drains out and all the stuff in there dies, that's the same as me draining the lake, right? No, it's what you intend. Stop. We all have to understand what freedom looks like. And we all have to appreciate what freedom looks like. Because if we don't appreciate what freedom looks like, and we don't give that grace and that latitude to everybody else to live their life and to not be an imposition to others, then we're going to go down a bad road here. So remember, freedom reigns. We got to do our best to ensure that not only, oh, and by the way, in heroes, let me talk about heroes just a second. All of the people that want to be included and all the people that are passive aggressive whiners about it and all the people that are like, hey, I'm LGBTQIA, I am anything I am cis. These are my pronouns. These are my whatever. And you got to go along with me. If you don't go along with me, then you're a bad person. That makes you a passive aggressive whiner. The only person that needs to approve of you is you. If you want to do tattoos, if you want to be gay, if you want to be trans, if you want to be anything in this world, if you want to be a linebacker, if you want to say that you're a bunny rabbit or a flower, that's great. The only person that has to approve of your freedom to do that is you. You don't have to force anybody. You cannot force the 8 million people that are on the planet to agree with you. And I'm talking about all of the people on the planet. You got to get good with you. You got to understand what freedom looks like. And the only person that can appreciate freedom for freedom's sake is you. Because what does freedom mean to you? Because what freedom means to you does not mean the freedom is going to agree with somebody else on that subject. So that's all I got to say. Anyway, that is it. Remember, Mickey in the Middle, 9 p.m. Central, Monday through Friday, right here, wherever I am, right there, wherever you are. Remember to like, share, hit the notification bell, tell all your friends about it. Thank you for the comments. I really appreciate it. I'm going to be going to Massachusetts. It's going to be fun. You guys have a blast. I will be here tomorrow night. I think I'm going to be here for the rest of the week. And congratulations. Sorry I could not make it to the Parkway High School skate date tonight down in Bossier City, Louisiana. I had to get my tooth worked on. It was the only chance I had to get this fixed. So I couldn't go and skate with my class down there in Bossier City, Louisiana. So I missed that. I hope everybody had fun. I hope nobody broke a wrist. You guys all be good. And I will talk to you later. And without further ado, good night, small one. I love you. See ya.